Hello friends, and today we're reading a part of Chapter 2 of National Park Mystery Series, Mystery in Rocky Mountain National Park by Aaron Johnson. It's too long to fit in one video, so we're going to split it up into two. Ready? Chapter 2, Present Day, Ohio. Jake's dad woke him before sunrise. Time to get going. Dad, what time is it? Jake asked, rubbing his eyes. 4 a.m. I want us to get on the road before the traffic starts. This is cruel and unusual punishment. You're right, it's cruel and unusual, his dad replied and flicked on the light. But it's not punishment. Jake squinted and shielded his eyes from the light. Sure feels like it. Grandma has breakfast for you. If you want, you can sleep more while we drive. After changing out of his PJs and into jeans and a t-shirt, Jake Evans ambled down the creaky stairs of his grandparents' old farmhouse, drawn by the scent of bacon and waffles. Moonlight streamed through a window, illuminating the framed photographs on the wall. There must have been over 100 of them. Jake stopped to study his favorite. It had been taken just 2 years ago on Jake's 11th birthday. In the photograph, Grandpa Evans wrapped his arm around Jake, who held the long handle of a shovel in his hands. Beside them was the apple tree they had planted, and behind them were 20 more trees just like it. Jake's eyes were drawn to the smile on his grandpa's face, and he was overcome by an unexpected wave of emotions. About 6 months ago, a few days after Thanksgiving, Jake's grandfather had died. Kidney failure and complications. Jake didn't like that word, complications. He pushed those memories out of his mind and stared at the photograph, hoping the image of that day in the orchard would replace them. Jake and his mom and dad were spending only one night at his grandma's house, before their long drive to Colorado. Mr. Evans, Jake's dad, wanted to check on her before leaving on their vacation. They would be gone for the next 2 months, traveling to 10 different national parks. So they're first going to Rocky Mountain, then the Great Sand Dunes, then the Grand Canyon, then Zion, then Yosemite, then Mount Rainier, then Olympic, then Glacier, then Yellowstone, and then Grand Teton. So there's a map right here. Yeah. Okay. Jake walked through the hallway and living room and into the kitchen, where his grandma stood at the stove. At 79 years old, his grandmother could still hear the footfall in the kitchen over the sound of crackling bacon. You want your eggs fried or scrambled? She asked. Scrambled, thanks, Grandma. He sat down at the table, and his grandma placed a plate full of steaming waffles in front of him. You've got a big day ahead of you. Sounds like you three are driving straight through to Colorado. Jake nodded, his mouth full of waffles. Sorry. She leaned toward him and studied his face. Either you're just tired or there's something else going on. She went back to the stove and then asked, Your mom said the school year didn't end so great. Mom tells you everything, doesn't she? Most things, at least the things that matter. Jake's grades were fine. The basketball season was okay. The things that were not fine were Gabe and Alex. The three of them had been close friends for years. Then something happened. Jake couldn't quite understand what. But like a canoe you forget to tie up at night, they had drifted away from each other. The lunchtime conversations had changed. Gabe and Alex were now into gaming, something Jake didn't care much about. Their words were like a foreign language, and he felt like he was looking in from the outside. Every now and then, Gabe and Alex would eat at another table. Then, one day, Jake looked up and realized he was eating alone. Then Nick disappeared. At least that's how it seemed to Jake. Last fall, his brother moved away an hour for his first year of college. Nick came home on the weekends. Jake forgot about feeling so alone. Then Nick got busy with classes and college stuff, and the weekend visits stopped. It was like Nick had evaporated. No friends, no Nick, no Grandpa. He poked at his waffles. Just missing Grandpa, I guess. His grandma sat down at the kitchen table across from him and reached out her hand. I bet you do, Jake. As strange as it sounds, that's a good thing. It hurts. But it says a whole lot about how much you loved him and how much he loved you. Jake squeezed her hand, nodded, and tried to smile. Your grandpa left you something. Jake put down his fork and watched her walk across the room to a drawer. She pulled it open, drew something out, then came back to the table and slid a small note across its wooden surface. In his grandpa's handwriting, the envelope read, Jax. It was the nickname his grandpa had given him. Jake carefully opened the envelope and pulled out a piece of paper. Dear Jax, always try to inspire curiosity. Seek help early. Learn from friends. Now understand, my boy, every real treasure exploits neglect. The adventure begins. Grandpa. And here's a picture of it. That's strange, Jake whispered to himself. Jake sighed and his shoulders fell. All he wanted was another adventure with his grandpa. Instead, he left Jake a confusing and sappy list of advice. Then he read it again. Then it struck him. How could he have missed it? It was a note cipher. It wasn't the first time his grandpa had written him a note in code. Like this note, most of his birthday cards had been some kind of puzzle. I hope you guys enjoyed the first half of our second chapter of National Park Mystery Series, Mystery in Rocky Mountain National Park. It's a great book, and follow for more reads. If you did enjoy this video, remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye!